What's up, everybody? This is Colin from Holistic Heritage Homestead. I hope you're all well. I want to talk to you folks about an underrated prep. Buckets. Hear me out. Hear me out, folks. I'm not trying to be Captain Obvious here, but buckets are an underrated prep in my opinion. When I say underrated prep, I mean things that are not considered enough, not discussed enough, and things that people might not make priorities on their list of preps they try to acquire, but they should. So there are so many uses for buckets, folks. You should try to acquire more buckets than you need. Buckets can be used for rain catchment. That's right. A lot of people don't have fancy, beautiful, amazing setups for rain catchment. I have posted a video in the past. Rain catchment is any way you catch water. As long as you're using clean buckets, try to catch rainwater. Rainwater is not just water. There are nutrients in rainwater. That's right. As rain falls from the sky, it picks up nutrients, which is way better for your plants than definitely any city water, okay? And it's great just like well water, okay? Rainwater catchment. So also, if you're using buckets, always use food grade buckets, okay? So on the bottom of buckets, there is usually some information. Make sure you do your research and check and make sure that you're using food grade buckets. Buckets can be used for growing food. As long as you put some holes in your buckets, allow for drainage, okay? Gardeners, you know what's up. You've got containers. And you can often get buckets for free. Where do you get free buckets? I'm happy you asked. Restaurants, anywhere that actually produces any food, okay? Make a friend, or perhaps you already have a friend that works in the food industry. They have food grade buckets and they're amazing. They're great for growing anything you would grow in another container. I love teaching people how to produce their own food for little to no money. So rain catchment and growing your own food. Also, they're just so helpful. Earlier, I took a bucket just like one of these and I cleaned out our chicken brooder. I took that clean out and I sprinkled it across one of our growing areas. So it's great for holding mulch, soil, okay? And all kinds of different things. Livestock feed. If you're raising livestock, you want to get some good buckets. 5-gallon buckets can be kind of heavy, especially for elderly people, people that might be physically handicapped. So get a smaller bucket, all right? And these are great to have on hand for emergency water storage. If you think that there's going to be a disaster, sometimes not every emergency preparedness situation is like sudden. Sometimes things are happening, bad things are already happening, and you actually will have, in certain contexts, certain situations, time to get ready. So grab every bucket you've got, food grade bucket, and fill them with water, okay? I think there might be called like water bobs. There's things you can put in bathtubs you can fill up for emergencies and store a lot of water that way. Just some simple food grade buckets, fill them up with water, and that water can be treated and made drinkable, okay? And it's also great to have water for hygiene. A lot of preppers think only about drinking water. When, folks? You're gonna wanna wash dishes and things. You're gonna wanna wash your hands and bathe. So having even just like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 5-gallon buckets on hand that you can fill with water could really be amazing, okay? And hygiene is very, very important, naturally. So think about all of the homesteading uses, transporting things, okay? Growing food in containers, okay? Filling them up with water for emergencies, and also rainwater catchment. Pick up some high quality buckets. And one last thing, food storage, particularly long-term food storage. You can wrap things in Mylar. There's certain buckets specifically made for long-term food storage and things that control the moisture levels, like desiccants and things. Do your research, obviously be safe. You don't want to be eating any desiccants or anything. So make sure you're taking the time to put in that research. Within 5 or 10 minutes, you can get a lot of great information, okay? And you can store things like grains, okay? Like rice, wheat berries and different things, beans, for example, all in simple buckets. pick up buckets, get organized, keep them clean and ready to go. All right, folks, if you found this to be helpful, if I helped provoke thought, if you thought of a thing or things, if I motivated you to get some buckets, please get involved in the comments below. And folks, I love talking about underrated preps because in the emergency preparedness world, the prepping world, a lot of people like to talk about fun, cool, romanticized things, tactical things, which I call tactical, okay? And they kind of avoid a lot of the stuff that might be considered boring. But those things that are boring to some people can actually be life-saving preps. Okay, take care, everybody.